was true.
What's going on, guys? GMB back with another video. Shout out to all the new subscribers, man. I appreciate your support. Salute to all the grown men out there handling their motherfucking business. I hope you fellas are continuing to take care of yourself spiritually, mentally, physically, and financially. Check this out. Many of you guys are used to seeing me doing hard hat chronicles. Well, I got on my shades and my hard hat and, you know, being an average everyday brother like you. But there are also times where I gotta, get out this bitch and enjoy. And that's where I'm at today. Today is actually a grown man's holiday. It's my birthday. And I'm still taking the time to try to encourage brothers, encourage men to stay the course. We are faced with so many different challenges. We have so many things going on in life, man. And a lot of people, a lot of brothers are suffering in silence. They don't have a place to turn. They don't have anybody to talk to. A lot of people aren't relatable because everybody wants to be, perpetuate themselves as something that they're really not. Okay. And I want to be the first to tell you, brothers, that it's okay to be yourself. Me personally, I'm in my 40s, man. I'm not a young man anymore. So I feel like there are things that I can do and say to, be an example for younger men growing up in this chaotic society that we live in, modern society. Okay. I really want guys to understand that I come from a place of understanding. I'm one of you. For those who may wonder, how do I move and how, you'll notice that over the past year has been a year of transition for me personally. You understand what I'm saying? I had to start all over from ground zero in my 40s. And I'm still able to be here with a smile on my face and making shit happen. Because I've always trusted the process. I've always trusted the things that I've implemented into my life, the things that I've learned over time. Many of you guys know that I've struggled with loss. I've lost my mother, my father, my big sister, all of my aunts and uncles on both sides of my family. You know what I'm saying? But I'm still able to use all those negative things, as a positive. I'm able to use everything that I've been through as fuel to propel me to a better life. And I'm going to share some of the things that I use that actually benefit me, and I'm pretty sure they can benefit you. The first thing that I do, as more than anything, is I put God first. There is a higher power. There is someone that is in control of your life. Whether you're Christian, whether you're Muslim, you practice Buddhism, no matter what your faith is, you have to have faith in something. You have to have faith that there is a higher power that is in control of your life. And you have to understand that the energy that comes from having faith will actually give you a lot of the building blocks and the foundation, what you need to propel you to whatever you're trying to accomplish. All right. The second thing that I do is I don't worry about things and people who I have no control over. Okay. As much as you may not want to hear this, you can't control people. Okay? People are left to their own devices. People are going to do exactly what they want to do based on their level of comprehension, based on their level of understanding their level of maturity, whatever the case may be. Me personally, man, people always thought I was a country bumpkin. People thought that because of my southern drawl, being a country boy, that I was slow. You will notice that in the world, man. When people from once upon a time, when people came from the South, people automatically thought they were slow. People always assumed that they didn't grow up in the projects. They didn't have skyscrapers. They always thought that people from the South grew up in a field, on a farm, or whatever the case may be. But that's something that you could actually use to your advantage. You know what I'm saying? When people think they're getting the best of you, you know what I'm saying? Like intellectually, you are far superior than those people, but you let them run their mouth enough. You know what I'm saying? Because when you hear people talk long enough, you will hear their true intentions. This is something that you have to pay attention to. You always see the red flags. You got, you got two ears and one mouth for a reason. You understand what I'm saying? So listen more than you speak. Another thing is don't shrink or reduce yourself to fit in other people's lives or into other people's program. It boils back to what I say, you are unique within yourself. This is another reason that I'm a staunch advocator of not allowing people to make you an option in their lives. We talk about relationships, we talk about relationship dynamics, we talk about whatever it is that's going on with other people. But at the same time, man, you should always be a priority. You should always have enough self-esteem, enough confidence within yourself to know what you bring to the table, what you bring to a relationship, what you bring to a friendship, what you bring to other people's lives in general. You know, you can either enhance people's lives or you can, take away from people. And a lot of the times why people end up so, heartbroken, unhappy, and miserable is because they allow people to shrink them. They allow people to reduce them. You're giving more than what you're receiving. And that's always going to be a problem. Okay? When you feel like you having this anxiety, you know when people are using you. Okay? And when I say people are using you, it doesn't mean that these people are using you financially. This is where people get it misconstrued. People are not going to always use you financially. People can use you emotionally. People can use you psychologically. They can use you for their own gain, man. And so you have to be very cognizant of what's the benefit of you being around these people's lives. And you have to question, are these people there for you the same way? I often say that you have to view the way people move. And if people are not moving according to the way that you're trying to move, then that's a problem as well. If you're trying to be a millionaire, you're trying to make shit happen for yourself, you can't be hanging around with no motherfucking crackheads. You can't be hanging around with people that indulge in bullshit. You can't. Because those people are going to simply hold you back. And they're going to use you as a resource. You know what I'm saying? They're going to use you for what they can get out of you. So be very wary of that. Anyway, my next thing is stop seeking attention and approval. Now, we on social media. We live in a social media age. Me personally, I had to get off of Facebook. I'm a fairly popular guy. A lot of people know me on Facebook. And people don't, I've lost a lot of associates. Can't call these motherfuckers friends. They're associates. Even the people that I've known my entire lives, they're not friends. Friends are the ones who gonna ride with you and tell you the truth. And ride with you no matter what, even though you may have a difference of opinion. But I've lost a lot of associates. For many of you who are familiar with some of the things that I've went through over the past year, I actually realized who my real friends are. And I realized who the people that I thought were friends were associates. Look, man, you don't have to overexert yourself for other people. You don't have to uphold an image for other people. You always have to be true to yourself. Be true to who you are in the way that you're moving, and believe that everything that you're putting in place, the life that you're living, the things that you are implementing into your life as far as structure, order, and discipline, trust the process. Is every day going to be sunshine and rainbows? Hell no. You're going to have some fucked up days, but you got to trust the process. You got to stick with what your plan is for your life. And these people that you're seeking attention and approval from, you'll quickly realize that a lot of people want to see you fail. And for the ones that don't want to see you fail, they simply don't want to see you doing better than them. And that's a real thing. Okay? The next thing is having standards and having boundaries. Okay? You implement, I'll say this. The things that you allow in your life is what will continue. The things that you allow people to do to you will continue. You have to have a backbone. You got to be able to check people at the gate. You have to be able to check people when they on some bullshit. When people start crossing your boundaries, that is a problem. No matter how much you love them, you got to let them know, look, this shit ain't cool. This shit ain't cool with me. You may find that acceptable to whoever else you're dealing with or whoever you're talking to, whether it's relationship, friendship, whatever the case may be. You have to let these people know, look, that shit ain't cool with me. Some people have a high tolerance for disrespect. Me personally, I don't have a zero tolerance for disrespect. And once I check you, I may allow you to stick around. But if you cross that boundary again, then I know that you don't respect my boundaries. Therefore, you don't respect me as a person. And I got to let your ass go. I often say, when you cut people off, typically, normally, they give you the scissors to cut their ass off. So cut motherfuckers off. The next thing is having discipline, having a vision, having purpose for your life. Make sure you get up every day and know exactly what you're going to do. Okay. Tonight's my birthday. I went out and partied a little bit, but I already had a predetermination of what I was going to do. I know that I'm not going to go out this bitch and drink all night, party all night, holler at these broads and none of that shit. I'm not going to do that. You know what I'm saying? I know in the morning, I'm not afforded the luxury of time to lay in my bed till 9 o'clock in the morning, 10 o'clock, 12 o'clock, dealing with no goddamn hangover. You know what I'm saying? I have a couple of drinks or whatever the case may be, but I know my boundaries. I have a standard of the way that I'm going to move when I go out. And that's another thing too. Take this into account. When you have confidence, when you have standards and you have boundaries, when you know who you really are, you're going to always make your presence felt, baby. Real talk. It may be, you might be in a place for 15 minutes, but you're going to leave a lasting impression. The way that you move, the people that you talk to, the way you interact with the people, even complete strangers. The way that you move is going to really dictate the vibe of the room, your aura, your essence, your masculinity, your confidence. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I went to 3 different places tonight. One place I stayed for the first place I stayed for 45 minutes. And you could tell, the next place I went to, I stayed probably about 30 minutes. And then the last place I stayed probably about an hour. Mixing and mingling, but just that presence when you walk into a place. And I'm not going to be long-winded on this, but just talking about something that I've always implemented into, for you dating guys, for you guys in the hookup field, dating field. Me personally, you know what I'm saying? I've never been the tallest guy, 6'1", 6'2". I've never been the biggest guy. I've never been the wealthiest guy. But I always had this thing of when I know an event going on, I do have a sense of decorum, but I always try to be the last motherfucker. Because typically when you go into a place, all the guys are already in there, at a certain time. They in there early, trying to get at the women and all this other bullshit. And these women, they drinking the drinks and they choosing and all this other shit. So by the time they full of them drinks, they've surveyed the landscape. They know, women know. And then when they full of that drink, you the last motherfucker to walk up in there. You the confident man. You the bad motherfucker that you are. Oh, they ain't seen you. So it makes things a whole lot more easier, so now everybody up in that bitch, they looking at you. Like, who is this guy? We didn't see him 30 minutes ago. We didn't see him an hour ago. You know what I'm saying? You got to move a little differently. And once you there, you just like you give them a little bit of attention and you take it away. You there for 30 minutes. You make your presence felt and then poof, you gone. So the next time they see you, they're going to remember you. All right. Another thing is when people show you who they are, believe them the first time. You understand what I'm saying? We live in an age where people are always going to show the representative of who they are, of who they pretend to be. People wear a mask. Depending on the person, they may wear a mask for a long period of time. You will never know. But pay attention to the red flags. People will always show you subtle signs of who they really are. Pay attention to how they interact with people who really know them. People who have been around for long periods of time. That will show you who they really are. Pay attention to their upbringing. The way they interact with their parents, the things that their families say about them to a certain degree. It will tell you exactly who they are. People will perpetrate a fraud as long as they're being the benefactor of what you have to offer. You understand what I'm saying? So just be cognizant and aware of how people move when they're interacting with you and how they interact with other people. Because you will notice at times the people that really know them, they may pretend to be a certain way with you. And then when they get on the phone with people from their job or family members, how they interact with them, that's a telltale sign of their history and who they really are. Pay attention to that. My next thing is, I'm going to say, be confident in what and who you are and what you're doing to elevate your life take your life to the next level. Structure, order, discipline, character, integrity, vision, purpose, work ethic, drive, passion, all these things, man. You understand what I'm saying? These, this boils back to the boundaries and standards that you have for yourself, man. Look, it may not seem, it's a marathon. It's not a sprint. The things that you are implementing right now, it may not pay off immediately, but they'll pay off eventually. Work on yourself, man. Look in the mirror, diagnose your flaws, hold yourself accountable. All right? Me personally, I've had to face myself in the mirror on a lot of different issues. I grew up in a traumatic environment that kind of dictated the way that I moved for a long period of time. I was able to diagnose and understand that that at one point in time, I had a codependency. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't narcotics. It wasn't drugs. It was people. Because I've lost so many people that were integral in the part of my upbringing. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't know how to handle that. I didn't know how to, I really didn't know how to move, you know, when it came to that type of stuff. These are things that I've learned how to deal with. And I've learned how to harness the negativity and turn it into a positive. Everything that I do, I use it as a positive. Any stress that I have, anything that's disrupting my peace, I learned how to harness that shit and turn it into something else. Whether it's going hard in the gym, whether it's going harder for my business, my career, being a better parent. You understand what I'm saying? Being a better friend. You know what I'm saying? All those things, man, you can harness the negativity and turn it into positivity for sure. So, yeah, be confident in yourself and trust the process. And last thing I will say, you will attract the energy that you put out. I often say that you are what you attract. Me personally, I understand the fact that being single, being alone, doesn't necessarily mean that you're lonely. You understand what I'm saying? When you're confident in your own company, when you're okay with being alone, when you are responsible for every aspect of your life, anyone else that enters your life has to be an asset. You don't entertain liabilities. You see the potential for disruption, or someone can disrupt your peace when you okay with prepping your own meals, taking your own clothes to the cleaners, mopping, sweeping, cleaning your own house, paying your own bills. You understand what I'm saying? You know that anyone else that enters your life is going to have to be an asset. They're going to have to bring something tangible to your program. Having a program, implementing a program into your life, letting people know where they can get off at. You understand what I'm saying? Me personally, a lot of people don't like to hear it, but the truth is, I'm not controlled by sex. I'm not controlled by pussy, dog. You understand what I'm saying? I can come in this bitch in my nice ass crib, by my motherfucking self, go to sleep peacefully. Cause I know that post-nut clarity is a real thing. A lot of people make a lot of terrible decisions out of sheer loneliness. I can go to sleep by myself. I don't have to have the company of a female. Now, it's cool to have from time to time now, you know what I'm saying? Don't get me wrong. I am a man. But anybody that I entertain or anybody that I invite to my house or invite to be in my space, they have the potential to be on a program that I've implemented for myself. Once they deviate or that mask starts to come off and they present themselves to someone else, then I gotta let you ride. I'ma holler at you. You know what I'm saying? Look at the time. I gotta go. Or you gotta go. I don't give distractions the power of my attention. Once I know that you don't fit into my program or you don't fit into the vision of what I'm trying to accomplish, then I gotta let you ride. It's something that the late Kevin Samuels mentioned about how men would go down in looks to get 100% cooperation. Tonight, I've met some beautiful women. No doubt. Anytime I go out, I meet beautiful women. It could be a group of women. And, you know, of course, a motherfucker like myself, gonna make his presence felt. He gonna see what the deal is. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gotta go over that bitch buying. You got boss ass motherfuckers over that bitch buying bottles for a section of women that it didn't never get a number from. Me personally, I just make my presence felt in other subtle ways. You understand what I'm saying? This boils back to the attention and approval aspect, especially on social media. You don't have to do those things, man. You can make your presence felt in other ways by being a confident, masculine man. You understand what I'm saying? No matter where you live. Now, if you live in a little ass hick town with 200 people, it's gonna be a little difficult for you. But me, I live in a major city. For you guys who live in major cities on the outskirts of major cities, you can always make your presence felt. But you develop the confidence to carry yourself that way by putting in the goddamn work. When you working on yourself, when you in the gym, when you working on your finances, when you comfortable in your own company, when you have standards and boundaries, things are gonna be easier for you, man. Attracting the right people is going to be easier for you. At that point, you will have the pick of the litter. You'll know what you will tolerate and what you won't tolerate. You will move with a purpose. When things start to deviate from your purpose, when things start to deviate from your vision, when people start to come into your life and you're attracting the wrong kind of energy and all that other bullshit, look, man, put it over there. Compartmentalize a lot of that shit. Look here, I know that I don't need to get emotionally attached to this person or this situation. This is what it is. Understand people and things for what they are. You understand what I'm saying? Put that shit in that box over there. For the things that are actually going to manifest your growth, increase your value, those are the things that you look at as like, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get my ass up in the morning. I'm gonna go to the gym. Well, when I get up, I'm gonna go walk to the mailbox. I'm going to do my 1.5 miles around my block and go look at the beautiful 2 lakes that I have back there. Walk. Come back, whip me up some breakfast, a little light breakfast, and I'm gonna take my ass to the gym. I don't give a damn who called me in the morning talking about coming over, having breakfast, let's link up and all that shit. I don't give a damn about none of that. I'm going to stick to what I do. I'm not going to deviate from what my plans are in the morning. Unless it's some unforeseen circumstance dealing with my family, dealing with my loved ones, I am going to do exactly what I said I was going to do. Be decisive in your purpose. Be decisive in your vision. Make everything happen for yourself, man. Life will be a whole lot greater. I appreciate you brothers for joining me today. I appreciate you brothers, for the birthday shots out, because I'm pretty sure y'all will be in the comment section. Salute me. Bless the Cash App, join the Patreon, whatever the case may be. But making these videos are actually a part of my purpose as well. You understand what I'm saying? I hope that a lot of younger brothers that are younger than me, can see my age, can get to my age, to live a happy, stress-free, more productive, fulfilling life. You understand what I'm saying? I don't do the whole hardcore red pill shit anymore. I do it sometimes. I may do it sometime on some live streams, running that shit, just showing you guys how dysfunctional the dating market is. But as far as masculinity, as far as being a man, as far as being productive and conducting yourself like a man, I'm here for it. I'm here to see you guys become the best version of yourself. And I salute you all. Do you feel me? And that's all I wanted to say in this video, guys. Y'all like, comment, subscribe, share the video. Click that notification bell at the bottom and I'll holler at y'all later, man. Peace. I'm out of here.